This was inevitable. Dustin May getting traded to the Boston Red Sox just a few days ago. We get into exactly what went down in this edition of Dodgers Digest. Hey, this is Mike Nelson. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Myself and Brad J. We're bringing you everyday Dodger content, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. So we got to get into the story. As we know, Dustin May, who spent his entire Dodger career, spent his entire baseball career with the Dodgers, was traded to the Boston Red Sox at the deadline, right? Traded a last-second deal to the Boston Red Sox. Basically, minutes before this, I think this trade was reported minutes after the 6 p.m. Eastern deadline, right? I mean, the Red Sox and Dodgers agreed to this basically as the time was running out, and Dustin May will be making his Red Sox debut this Wednesday for the out against the Kansas City Royals, right? So it's done, and I want to talk a little bit about what exactly happened, right? And Dustin May gave an interesting interview post-trade, saying that the Dodgers basically pushed him out. Dustin May talks Red Sox trade being pushed out by the Dodgers, which is, of course, surprising to hear, but at the same time not, right? We'll get into why. It's a much different situation that May was facing in L.A., where May said he was being pushed out ahead of last week's trade to Boston. I was kind of pushed out, the right-hander said, per Cottillo, one of a Red Sox insider who wrote this article earlier today. He said, "We had quite a few guys in that organization. I couldn't be more excited. It's a thrill to be here and be a part of it." Of course, talking about being with Boston. But he's saying he was pushed out by the Dodgers. So what does everybody think? Do you feel like Dustin May was actually pushed out, right? Do you feel like Dustin May was pushed out by the front office? Do you feel like Dustin May was given a shot? What do you feel when it comes to Dustin May and the Dodgers, right? I mean, I feel like Dustin May had a lot of opportunities. I feel like he got a fair share of chances to, really, make himself a star with the Dodgers, right? I mean, I think he had a lot of shots to do this, right? And to be honest, I think early on in his career, we felt like Dustin May was going to be a potential ace of the team, right? I mean, I think a lot of people really thought highly of Dustin May early on. I'm talking about before COVID, right? Long ago, right? Many years ago. And then, of course, 2021, around those years, right? I mean, I think a lot of people really thought Dustin May was the real deal and was going to be a star. But then everything, I think, kind of just went south, right? I mean, Dustin May missed most of 23, missed the entire 2024 season, and this was his first year in almost 2 years, right? And let's be honest, Dustin May was not the same guy at all. Dustin May is not the same pitcher before his injury, before his injuries, I should say, not just injury, before his injuries, right? Dustin May, in my opinion, is not the same, pitcher, right? And I think it showed this year, really did show. As the games went on, as we know, the Dodgers, of course, activated Blake Snell on Saturday, just a couple days after Dustin May was traded. I think that had a lot to do with the Dustin May trade, knowing that Blake Snell was going to be activated, and quite frankly, Blake Snell looked like Blake Snell yesterday. I mean, he looked great. Blake Snell looks ready for the stretch run. He looks 100%, looks great. And, got Kershaw was pitching good. Yoshinobu Yamamoto had a great start today against the Rays. Dodgers winning 3-0 earlier today. And that had a lot to do with Yoshinobu Yamamoto having another stellar start in a, terrible, conditions, as we know, out in Florida. Really bad conditions. Glasnow's back. Ohtani's looking good, although I think after the cramping the other day, they're going to kind of slow down, Ohtani's comeback. And, May, of course, with the return of Snell, this article notes May would have been headed for the L.A. bullpen if he hadn't been traded, right? I think that's obvious what would have happened, right? And Dustin May, of course, went on to say, "It's been definitely a ride of emotions up and down. Definitely sad leaving because I've been there for my whole career, but definitely very, very excited to be joining this organization and hope for a playoff push. We know the Red Sox trying to make the playoffs. Nothing is certain with them." And yeah, I mean, he's got to be upset. I think Dustin May has to be a bit frustrated. He has to be sad about leaving LA. He has to be, right? I mean, I think he spent his whole career here. He liked playing with the Dodgers. He has a lot of friends here with his teammates. I mean, he got along well with everybody, the coaching staff. Never had any problems and never had any off-field issues. And yeah, I mean, he's leaving a good situation. He's leaving one of the greatest teams of all time, if not the greatest baseball team of all time, for the Red Sox, right? So yeah, I mean, it's obviously difficult what Dustin May is going through, but we wish nothing but the best for Dustin. Brandon Gomes, GM, also talked a little bit about what happened, right? What exactly happened for the Dodgers to make this difficult decision this past week to trade Dustin May, right? Brandon Gomes gave some insight into what exactly happened, right? And this article today from DodgersWay.com talked a little bit about this topic, but in the end, it wasn't enough to save Dustin May, and they elected to trade him to the Red Sox. According to General Manager Brandon Gomes, the trade occurred in part due to the fluctuations in the market throughout the day. So Dustin May could have not even been traded. We could have still had Dustin on the roster, right? That could have easily been a scenario, right? I think basically saying, like I just said, I mean, the trade happened at the end of the deadline. So Dustin May could have easily still been with the Dodgers today. Now, this is what Brandon Gomes told Orange County Register Bill Plunkett. He said, "We really feel good about this group coming into this year. We felt like this was a talented of a roster we've ever had. We're in a position when we're in first place. I don't think we've played our best baseball yet. So we continue to get some of our starters back and adding those pieces. Our guys just kind of playing up to their potential. We feel like it's a really, really strong team. We don't feel any differently about our aspirations than we did at the beginning of the year." And then he went on to talk a little bit about what happened with Dustin May. "We had a lot of really respectful conversations with D. May, and he's been a huge part of the organization for a long time." This is what Gomes said. But though those conversations, it was apparent that starting was very important to him. And we feel like we felt like he could have been a better contributor out of the bullpen and an impact type piece, trying to understand the mindset and his desire to continue to start. We took that into consideration, right? So basically saying that Dustin May was probably asked by the Dodgers front office and coaching staff, "We want you to switch over to the bullpen," right? I mean, that's probably what happened between Dustin May and the Dodgers front office, just probably weeks leading up to the deadline, knowing that Blake Snell was going to be coming back early August. They probably told him, "We need you to go to the bullpen," and Dustin May didn't want to do it, right? He felt like he wants to start games. He doesn't feel comfortable coming out in a relief role. And the Dodgers made a decision to trade him, right? Because look who they get back. Well, they didn't get a pitcher that they're going to use this year from the Red Sox back, but they traded James Outman to Minnesota, and they got Brock Stewart back, right? And Brock Stewart is going to be basically what Dustin May didn't want to be, right? So that is why the Dodgers, I think, made this trade. We wish nothing but the best to Dustin. Dodgers get a big W today, winning the series against the Rays. The Padres choked last night against St. Louis. No surprise there. Hopefully they choke again today. And the Dodgers gain another game on San Diego this afternoon. So go Cardinals. As always, make sure to subscribe, and let's go Dodgers.